Golf. Georgia. April. Augusta National. The Masters. From all over the world, once more they gather. The performers and the partisans, the dignitaries and the deal-doers, the young and the old, the pretty and the plain, to strive or stroll upon this unique sporting stage. 72 golfers from 8 countries are here this week, among them 6 amateurs and 13 men who already have triumphed at least once over these gorgeous green acres. Among them, too, are 9 newcomers. Here's one of them, Fuzzy Zoeller. Can a first-timer win at Augusta National this year? It's never happened since the first 2 years of the Masters. Before the tournament, Zoeller had some thoughts on that subject.
Well, being my first trip here, you know, everybody says first-time player, first time being here, you can't win here. And I kind of disagree with that. I feel if you're playing good, I don't see why you couldn't win anywhere. And the younger players that we have on our tour have come out here with a lot of guts and a lot of willpower to play, you know, to win our tournaments on our tour. And I don't see why it wouldn't hold up true here.
But as the panoply unfolds in lovely, balmy weather, the name on everyone's lips is not that of a newcomer. Making 8 birdies to only 1 bogey, Bruce Litsky, playing his second Masters, briefly holds the spotlight at the end of the first day with a 67, then hands over to a man seemingly inspired. Driving and approaching immaculately, the tall and handsome Ohioan Ed Sneed seems to have added to these recently rejuvenated elements of his game the perfect putting touch for Augusta National's keen and heavily contoured greens. Shooting 68 on opening day with 4 birdies and no bogeys, Sneed goes bogeyless again through the second round while adding 5 more birdies to complete the first 36 holes in 9 under par. Out early on day 2, Ed must endure a nerve-grinding wait through a huge rainstorm and tornado watch to see if enough players can complete the round to prevent it from being washed out entirely. Thanks to the course's excellent drainage capacity, they do. And Sneed's 135 places him jointly in the lead with former amateur champion Craig Stadler. A thoughtful and articulate man, out of the same training grounds as Jack Nicklaus and his close friend Tom Weiskopf, Sneed follows up on round 3 with a near-flawless 69 to lead after 54 holes at 12 under par, only 3 shots off the Masters record. Closest to him at this point, both 5 shots back, are Stadler and the 1977 Masters champion Tom Watson, whose tee-to-green game often this week appears machine-like, but who suggests he's doing less than he'd like with the putter. 1 shot farther back, at 6 under, are Litsky and the best of the newcomers, our old friend Fuzzy Zoeller. Oh, no. Among a group of 5, at 7 under, is Miller Barber, whose second round 64 completed the morning of the 3rd day due to the rainstorm, ties the course record. But conditions today, with a stiff wind whipping in from the west, will make Augusta National a much tougher proposition than earlier this week. Par, you might say, is right back at 72, and with a vengeance. Nicklaus, out almost an hour ahead of Sneed, picked up a shot on the leader with a birdie at 8. And gained another as Ed bogeyed the tough 4th hole, playing full into the wind. But these are hardly conditions for closing large gaps, and Jack, here on the par 5 13th, is still 5 shots off the pace. This is for an eagle. And that sort of thing would appear to be Nicklaus's chief problem this year, close but rarely in. He admits his 1979 start is one of the poorest he's ever made and blames much of it on putting. But that's a fine birdie, placing Jack now only 3 strokes adrift of Sneed. Ed has just bogeyed the 6th hole, so now, only a third of the way into the round, his opening 5-stroke lead is down to 2. to the par 3 12th with a 6-iron. He's paired with Watson. The wind and the tough pin placement are making this the very devil of a hole today. Almost everyone is flying the green. And that's way too strong, almost up to the 13th tee. Watson with a 7-iron. And also long, but Tom gets the member's bounce off the bank and back onto the apron. Here's the chip. Zoeller, this is his 4th shot here. Bogey, but Fuzzy will probably not be too unhappy with that after his tee shot. Snead, 10th tee, 10 under par, still 2 ahead of Watson, 3 ahead of Nicklaus. What a fine tempo this big chap has, just gorgeous. And right down the middle, as he has been from the tee most of this week. Ed's won 3 United States tournaments in his 9 full-time years on the tour, but he can hardly afford any more bogeys if he's going to add a 4th victory today. Stadler also missed the green left. He's playing his 4th shot here. And he strokes it way too long. This for a bogey. It's just not to be this year, Craig. Snead for par. Oh my, if Ed has a chink in that fine-looking golf game, it's self-admittedly putting, and particularly from about that distance. The bogey here brings him to 9 under, and now only 1 shot ahead of Watson. Number 12, Ed's going at it with the 6-iron. Strong, and left, and bunkered. Ed made a good par at 11, but he really must hold on to par here too, if only for the sake of his nervous system. What a lovely shot. No sign of the collywobbles there. Nicklaus at the par 5 15th, 3rd shot. Jack laid up off a good drive, which is indicative of the wind factor out here today. And that ball, ladies and gentlemen, is now in water, although not quite completely submerged. And that's another fine recovery stroke. This for par. Now, they do love to see this man do his thing down here in Georgia. 7 under still, and 1 shot back of Watson, 2 back of Snead. Nicklaus on 16. His tee shot finished 18 feet right of the cup. And it's getting to be now or never time for the Bear if he still has designs on a 6th Masters. Well, he certainly never counts himself out until the final putts have been holed. 4 under for the day, 8 under for the tournament. Tied with Watson for 2nd place. 1 behind leader Ed Snead. But the normally unthreatening 17th hole has dealt Jack a harsh hand this year. Bogeying there somewhat unluckily, he comes here to the 18th green back at 7 under. And finishing with a par is saluted, as he so often has been, as a rousing last gasp contender. But not this time, it seems, to the huge home hole gallery as a possible winner. Disappointed as he is, however, it would seem the King has proved one thing this week, which is that he's not quite ready for abdication just yet. Meanwhile, back on 13, Snead, despite the reduction of his lead to only 1 shot over Watson, lays up short of the creek. And maybe a little too close to it for comfort. This for birdie. Well, the side entrance. But it's always been a game of how many, not how. Ahead, Watson has just bogeyed 14 after driving into the trees. So that first birdie of the day for Snead gives him a sudden 3-shot cushion over Tom. Here's Watson, hitting to the 15th off a very fine drive and going for the green. Rare strategy in today's headwind. And making it beautifully. Should he hold what's left, he'll be only 1 shot behind Snead again. Zoeller also hit this green in 2 with a 235-yard 3-wood shot dead into the wind. This for an eagle. Seven under, and a very bravely played hole by this Masters first-timer. Watson for the eagle. Birdie, 8 under, and now only 2 behind Snead, who's watching it all from back in the 15th fairway. Ed's laid up again here. This is his 3rd shot. Well, the other side door this time, but the only thing this fellow cares about right now is that it somehow reached the bottom of that cup. 11 under, and leading Watson by 3 shots and Zoeller by 4, with 3 holes to play. Snead to 16. It has to be odds on now that 3 pars will bring him a green jacket. Well, that's no gimme, but from about 45 feet, and with what looks like about 15 feet of break. From 5 feet for par. Zoeller on 17 from about 15 feet for birdie. 8 under for the first-timer, and tied now with Watson, only 2 behind Snead. Watson at 17 from about 12 feet for birdie also. Eight under still, and 2 shots back with 1 hole to play. Snead to 17 off an excellent tee shot. This part of his game seems to be as solid as a rock. Nicklaus hit the same kind of shot here, only more so. It finished way down the bank. Zoeller to 18 with a pitching wedge, would you believe? But that's a lot less than he hoped for. Wide right and short. Watson from the woods. He pushed his tee shot. And a very adept recovery stroke that is, too, to this particular green and under this very special kind of pressure. Zoeller electing to try a pitch and run shot. Watson down the hill from right to left and fast. Zoeller for par to stay 8 under. And now Sneed with the 7-iron. He must par here to win. This is a very tricky little shot, and he must get it close. This to win the 43rd Masters. And so, after 72 holes, Tom Watson, Frank Urban, Fuzzy Zoeller, and Ed Sneed tie at 8 under par, sending the Masters into its first ever sudden death playoff. The coins have been tossed, and Sneed, winning the honor, hits the perfect drive to this magnificent 485-yard downhill par 4.
Come on, Ed!
Watson follows. And almost duplicates Sneed's drive to within a few feet. And going last, as his name has accustomed him to doing throughout his 27 years, Zoeller, one of the longest hitters in golf. Sending his ball in the same ideal direction, but way past both his rivals. Sneed, playing first again with a 6-iron. Watson also with the 6-iron. Zoeller with an 8-iron. If one of these men sinks his putt and the others do not, that man will be the 1979 Masters champion. Zoeller from about 12 feet. There's so little between Watson's and Sneed's shots here that they have to be measured. Augusta National's Vice Chairman Hord Hardin obliges, with the help, it would seem, of his airline ticket. Sneed's ball looks to be just the farthest out. And so it proves. Watson, this for his second Masters title in 3 years. This to go to the next tee. And this to make that same journey. Number 11 here at Augusta National is one of the world's finest and most scary par 4s, especially today, with the pin tucked into the left corner, only a few yards beyond the pond. Will any of these men dare to fire straight for it? A superb drive will be essential to set up that chance. And they hit them. Sneed, long and almost dead center of the fairway. Watson, absolutely perfect. And Zoeller. What an enormous crunch he does give it. That's way out in front of the other two. Sneed first to hit again with a 5-iron. And dead on the pin. Watson also with a 5-iron. Zoeller with the 8-iron again. Unbelievable stuff. Those are truly phenomenal golf shots. Sneed hitting toward the water from a downhill lie. Watson. Tom hasn't holed a lot from this distance this week. Zoeller. Veteran Masters caddy Jerry Beard has given Fuzzy the lines absolutely dead on every day. From 8 feet. And so, via its first sudden death playoff, Fuzzy Zoeller, 27 years old from New Albany, Indiana, becomes the first man since the inaugural 2 years of the Masters to win a green jacket on his very first visit to Augusta National. Frank Urban Fuzzy Zoeller, a new name for the all-time records of this storied springtime extravaganza, and a new and refreshing blithe spirit for the entire game of golf.